Hello, fictional. Welcome to the What If Issei. Today we are gonna see, what if Issei becomes the protector of the night and justice? Part 1. If you end up liking this video, please consider subscribe, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The story begins at night in Japan by a theater, with two adults at the age close to 30 wear nice fancy clothes that were white, and a young child in the middle of both of them, that was 8 years old, with padded down brown hair, and is wearing a black suit, but these three were different than most people. The adults were the well-known married couple of a trillion-dollar corporation of the company Hyoudou, which works on advancing energy to become clean and pure on the natural elements, and won't cause pollution, as well as helping the government and society with other stuff that is over a mile-long list. So what did you think of the show Issei? The man asked his son named Issei, who looked happy yet sad at the same time. It was a good show Dad, but Irina would have liked it too, I miss her Issei answered sadly, but his mother just grinned. Oh? Is this because of the promise you two made a year before she left? Issei's mother questioned, but it just caused Issei to blush as red as a tomato. Sabrina, you are going to make Issei faint from embarrassment if you continue to bring up the promise over and over again. Issei's father told his wife, Sabrina Hyoudou, who was giggling. Yufu, sorry I can't help myself Frank, I just find it really adorable that they promise something like that at such a young age. Sabrina replied to husband, Frank Hyoudou, who sighed. Alright, but let's head through this alley to head to the limo, so Issei hold onto me and your mother's hand and stay a bit hidden just in case something bad happens. Frank told Issei, who nodded his head and was hiding a bit away from his parents, who tried to hide him by being close together as they went into the alley. Well, what do we have here? Two humans, but not any humans, the richest people in Japan. A man wearing a trench coat that was on top of a white dress shirt and black pants and shoes, and a hat. May I ask what you want? Frank asked, making the man laugh. Sorry, my apologies, my name is Issei, and my leader Kakabiel wants to use your company's funds to help start a war, but of course you and your family will be protected. Issei told Frank, who sighed and frowned. As tempting as that is, I have to disagree, since I really hate war, and the added fact is that I don't trust you whatsoever. Frank answered, but Issei just shrugged. That is fine really, either way you would have died at the end. Issei replied, as two spears hit both parents in the gut before they disappeared, and he flew away. Mom Dad Issei cried silently as he got out of being under his dead parents before seeing the state they were in. Issei, my son, life may seem down now, but always remember to not give up when times get tough. Ugh, always do what's right. Frank spoke slowly till his eyes became lifeless and his breathing stopped, making Issei cry even more. Time skipped 9 years. Master Hyoudou, are you alright? A butler asked a 17-year-old Issei who was wearing a black jacket, black pants and shoes, and is wearing a white dress shirt and a red tie, and now has short brown hair that had tiny bangs, like Bruce from Batman Arkham Knight, but with brown hair, who blinked a bit and whipped the tears out of his eyes. Yes Alfred, I'm fine, just remembering the past. By the way, has our friend finished with the new suit yet? Issei replied to the butler named Alfred. Not yet sir, but it will be ready by 2 weeks, other than that all the gadgets that were incomplete are done and are ready to be used, as well as the vehicles have been upgraded to the maximum potential for now, but besides that I believe you should head to school, since it is a promise that your parents told me to do. Alfred answered, which Issei gave a small smile. Right, and thanks again Alfred, for everything you did for me as a kid too now. Issei told Alfred, who gave a kind smile. Of course though, I wish you didn't have to go around the world to learn every martial art and sword, even magic trick supernatural or not. Alfred said, which Issei smirked. Well, not everyone is willing to go through the same goals as me, even making a cave for it all. I just want to help people and bring justice to the evil. Issei countered, making Alfred chuckle. Well, enough about the past, you should really head to school. Alfred claimed, which Issei nodded his head and grabbed a pair of keys and went to his garage to a red sports car, and once he got in and was in front of where he lived, he looked at it and was happy looking at his mansion that was by a Hill looks like from Batman the animated series, before heading to his school Cow Academy. 5 minutes later, so this is the school Alfred put me in. And if the research I took was right, then there are 2 devil groups that are siblings of 2 devil kings, hopefully. Oh, who am I kidding, I will the first person to be noticed. Issei scowled as he parked his car and headed to the school, but as he walked into the school, every girl was staring at him like some eye candy. Well, guys just gave him a glare, but he just shrugged it off. Face way worse and was near death, Issei thought, as he saw a redhead and a black hair girl with glasses, both wearing the female uniform, but had a hidden smirk as he entered the school building. Such an interesting young man, his strength is hidden, yet it feels beyond normal, close to Mao level. The girl with glasses told her red-haired friend, who just smiled. Yes, I hope that I can get that man on my peerage, Sona. The red-haired girl told the girl named Sona, who frowned. Maybe, might be impossible Riaz, but I hope that he will be a part of my peerage too, but he may not listen, after all he is Issei Hyoudou, and there is not a lot that he wants, or anything at the matter. Son replied, making the redhead named Riaz become shocked as the bell rang. In the classroom, class today we have a new student. The teacher told his class, making everyone excited at the news. Oh. I hope it is a hot girl with big breast. One boy said, making the girls became discussed. Now everyone quiet, now you may come in. The teacher called, and the girls were going all blushing and giggling, while the guys growled in annoyance at who entered the room. Hello everyone, I am Issei Hyoudou, and I hope that we will have a great year together. Issei introduced, making everyone become shocked. Alright, any questions? The teacher asked, which a few hands were raised. Okay, Mitsuda you first, and no inappropriate questions. The teacher glared. Okay well what are you doing in this school pretty boy? People like you make guys like us have a harder time getting girlfriend. A boy named Mitsuda yelled, making Issei raise an eyebrow. I only came here from my parents' last moments and in their will. Issei answered confused, which all the girls jumped at Mitsuda and beating the living crap out of him, making Issei shocked. Always okay Murayama your turn. The teacher spoke tiredly. Yes, well do you have a girlfriend? Murayama questioned, making Issei look shocked for a second. No. Issei answered awkwardly, causing girls to squeal. Oh boy I'm going to regret this, but Aika what is your question the teacher whimpered silently. Okay Hyoudou, what is your favorite part about a woman? Aika questioned, making everyone look at Issei with wonder, while the teacher cried silently. Personality, that is the best part to a woman, with personality you can tell if you share the same thought and ideas, or if you are attracted to how they act, that is what I like. Issei admitted, which made people shocked and awed what he was saying, even the teacher who was smiling. Okay, thank you Mr. Hyoudou, you can take seat over there. The teacher pointed to a seat by the window. Just like the anime. Okay thank you sir. Issei replied. At the end of the day, okay that was the most boring thing I ever had to do, everything was too easy. Issei complained till someone tapped his shoulder and he saw a girl with black hair, purple eyes, and is wearing a red school uniform. Excuse me, are you Issei Hyoudou? The girl asked, making Issei stare at the girl. Depends on who is asking and why. Issei replied coldly, making the girl flinch. Oh, well I'm Yuma Amano, and I wanted to ask for a date. The girl answered. Sorry not interested, for a number of reasons. Issei stated as he went into his car and drive away, making the girl scowl. Darn boy. Well I just have to force him to give us his money so my friends can be free from Donaseek, but I will have to worry about the nun I suppose. Yuma whispered in despair then left. Colin, I have to tell President a white-haired girl spoke to herself in a motionless voice, before leaving. Alfred, I'm going on patrol tonight. Issei told Alfred on his phone. Alright sir, I will get your suit ready. Alfred answered. Thanks Alfred. Issei replied, with one last thought in his mind many things are going to happen will they? So Riaz what is this job again? A girl with black hair that was tied into a ponytail that reached a little below her back and violet eyes and is wearing the female academy uniform, asked a familiar red crimson-haired girl with green-blue eyes. We are here to take care of a stray devil on request, the devil's name is Visor, so I suggest you get ready Akeno. Riaz told the girl who was named Akeno, who was giggling. Yufufu, I suppose you are right, after all I do want my fun at the stray. Akeno replied with a sadistic smile. You know if it was anyone else I would be creeped out. A blonde boy with blue eyes and a mole by the bottom of his left eye and is wearing the male's academy uniform with a sword by his side admitted this was second-year student Hyoudou Kiba. Akeno-senpai changes her personality really fast as the person but you told me to watch a petite girl with white hair, hazel eyes, and is wearing the female uniform from Kuo Academy and is wearing a black cat-shaped hair clip. This was first-year Kaneko Taoju, who replied in a voice of no emotion, which everyone thought about the meeting from before. Flashback. So Kaneko, any report of the new student? Riaz asked, as Kaneko was eating some sweets while sitting on a couch in the orc room. He seems normal no sacred gear, but he was approached by a fallen angle. The thing to it was he was completely acting like a person ready to fight for his life Kaneko answered, while eating some more sweets, as everyone was shocked. That is impossible, I sensed his energy it felt beyond human Riaz stutter, but Akeno just had a smile. Fufufu, I would really like to connect with this person. Akeno purred, making Riaz sighed, but Kiba just had a smile. Well I would actually like to meet this person, who knows maybe he likes something any one of us likes. Kiba claimed, but before Riaz can reply a small circle appeared by her ear. Yes I see, alright everyone there is a stray devil that we need to get rid of. Riaz told her group, which they nodded their heads and left. Flashback end. I don't really know about that, I mean we haven't even met the guy. Kiba stated, as they were close by a warehouse. Well maybe we will see him tomorrow, but for right now we are here. Riaz replied, which everyone got ready for battle, till a car flew over them and into the warehouse. Was that a car? Akeno questioned, which everyone stared dumbly at what just happened, till they heard a scream, which made them hurry inside to see rope tied to a woman, but the thing was the bottom part of her body was otherworldly, and by the woman was the car, a black car that actually looked like a tank, till it turned back into a car, like an Arkham kite. The car did this in less time than it takes us, Riaz questioned and awed, but as she was looking at the car its engine was starting. Should we stop it? Kiba questioned, which everyone just thought about it. Yes, Kaneko, do you mind stopping it? Riaz asked, which Kaneko nodded her head and was holding the front of the car down, but to hers, and everyone's surprised the car was pushing Kaneko like there was no problem whatsoever, which soon Kaneko saw that the car was going to ram her into a wall and jumped out of the way, as the car drove through the wall with no damage and left, leaving a shocked group. Did that just happen? Kiba asked, amazed about what a single car did. It made my hand sting. A rook with high defense and strong power lost to a car. Kaneko claimed with a hint of surprise. Just who was that? Akeno asked, but Riaz just sighed. I don't know, and that car covered its tracks good, so let's just deal with Visor, then we head home and tell Sona about what happened today. Riaz claimed, which everyone hesitated to do. At the Hyoudou mansion. Ah, there you are, Master Issei. Alfred called, which Issei kicked out of his study room, wearing a black shirt and jeans. Alfred? I thought you went to bed. Issei questioned, which Alfred sighed. Knowing what you always have to go through, I never can sleep, but I have some bad news regarding some past enemies. Alfred replied, making Issei freeze a bit. Which ones? Issei asked slowly. With the list: Killer Croc, Bane, Scarecrow, Riddler, Firefly, Deathstroke, Deathshot, Penguin, Two-Face, Harley Quinn, Killer Moth, Posey and Ivy, and a bit more, even the Joker, Alfred answered, making Issei look a bit surprised. How did they escape the prison? Issei asked, but Alfred sighed. I don't know, sir, but what surprises me is that they have done nothing yet. Alfred claimed, which Issei thought for a second. Maybe I think that they are joining that new organization. Alfred, when I'm at school, check the Bat computer to look for any information on this group, and his Issei started, till Alfred raised a hand. Yes, Mr. Brown came with the last bit of equipment, but he needs you to get one last thing, but you can only get it from the church. Alfred cut in, making Issei nod his head. Alright, I will worry about it later, but I guess I better head to bed, so I can get up for school. Night, Alfred. Issei told Alfred, making the man smile. Good night, Master Hyoudou. Alfred replied. A week later in the morning by the park. Damn it. Why did I have to wake up so early? Stupid meeting that everyone said was so important and making me sleep in my office. Issei complained in a growl as he wore a business suit till he heard someone trip and a veil that flew and landed on his face to see a blonde nun who was picking her stuff that fell to the ground. Excuse me, but is this yours? Issei asked the nun as he was holding the veil, which she looked at him and happily took the veil and started to speak in Italian, which Issei smiled. Ah. Thank you. Oh, can you please direct me to the church? The nun asked with a tilt of her head, making Issei smile. You're welcome, and I can show you where the church is, but let me tell you, it is not really open and operating. Issei replied, making the girl a little shocked before becoming overjoyed. Oh. You speak Italian. Maybe you are sent by the Lord to help me. Thank you, Lord, for the help you have given me. Amen. The girl prayed, making Issei rub the back of his head. Maybe so, but yes, I speak Italian. I learned to speak every language that was made. Issei told the girl, who was awed. Wow. That is amazing. It must have taken a long time to learn all that. Oh no. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Asia Argento. The girl named Asia replied, which Issei nodded his head. Nice to meet you, I'm Issei Hyoudou, but I should take you to the church, since I have to hurry to get to school, Issei told Asia as he rubbed the back of his head, which Asia nodded her head, and they walked, and after a few minutes they saw a little boy that had a scraped knee. Oh, little boys should not cry. Asia told the little boy, as two rings on her hands glowed and healed the boy, making the boy stare, but Issei had a smile, not caring about the sacred gear, until the boy's mother came and saw what happened and dragged her son, making him scowl at the mother. Thank you. Wani-chan. The boy cried out, making the scowl on Issei's face disappeared and turned into a smile. He said, thank you, that is a really incredible gift, one that can heal anyone. It make me happy that a gift like that belongs to a person with a kind and caring heart. Issei told Asia, who was a bit surprised at his words and smiled. Thank you, now can we head to the church? Asia asked, which Issei nodded his head and started to lead the way, but Stealthy went to get something, as Asia was deep in thought. Later at the church. Here it is, the church. Issei told Asia, who gave Issei a kind smile. Thank you for taking me here, Issei. Asia replied, but before she could go Issei handed her a bag, making her confused. Let's say it's a present for new friends. I hope to see you around, Asia, hopefully soon, but I have to head to school. Bye. Issei said, as he left in a hurry, which Asia was shocked but looked into the bag to see a stuffed fox. Was it a fox? Thank you Issei-san, Asia whispered happily. A few minutes later with Issei. Alfred, I want you to give me information on the church by the end of town and information on a girl named Asia Argento. Issei told Alfred on his phone. Will do sir, and I am getting no information on this terrorist group, but it will only be a matter of time. Oh, and the rest of the gear Mr. Brown made is here, plus he is working with a new suit to make sure it can do something about the White Dragon. Alfred replied, making Issei nod his head. Alright Alfred, I better head to school and tell the company that they have make sure that the company does need me when there is an important thing, not about having a redesign in the break room, but other than that I will see you later. Issei told Alfred as he was near the gates to his school. Duly noted sir. Alfred claimed, making Issei have an amused smirk for a second to turn deadly serious into a calm smile. But the devils. So you are saying that a car that can turn into a tank captured a stray devil, managed to push a rook with no troubles, go through wall without a dent, and you are telling me a week later, because? Sona claimed but was more like a question. I know it seems ridiculous Sona, but it really happened much to the embarrassment of me and my group, which is why we did not want to tell you at first Riaz muttered, with Akeno, Kiba, and Kaneko looking away in embarrassment. Well I will admit that it sounds ridiculous, but I will keep an eye out, but seeing that this car can probably harm a rook means the driver must be just as powerful, so just be careful, cause I do not want to tell your brother that you got hurt. Sona claimed, which Riaz rolled her eyes. I will Sona, but I guess me and my peerage should get ready for our contracts. Riaz stated, which Sona nodded her head. Alright see you later. Sona told Riaz as she continued to do paperwork, but Riaz just signed. At a house in the middle of the night. Alright it is that time of the week a man grumbled with brown hair and eyes while wearing a black suit and tie till he heard a knock on his door. I wonder who that could be. The man wondered as he went from his room downstairs to see a teen girl that must be his daughter wearing the female Kuo Academy uniform. It was Murayama. Dad? Is that a friend of yours? Murayama asked, which the man shook his head no. No, but stay in your room okay? The man told Murayama, which she nodded her head, but instead went into the closet as a woman who was her mother came out from the kitchen. As the man opened the door he fell to the ground dead by a weapon of light as a scream from the woman and a crazy madman laugh was heard and a red circle appeared. Unknown location. Sir, I have a report that a magic barrier has been set. It is not strong seems like it was made in a sloppy manner. Alfred said through a holographic screen that a man wearing a black rubber-like cowl that only showed a bit of the mouth area and his two eyes with pointy ears on the top. Alright thank you Alfred. A deep gruff voice replied as the vehicle he was in, which was the vehicle that beat Visor, started to move at extreme speed with a turbo activating giving the car a push. Back at Murayama's house. Well you shitty devil, as fun as it is to make you squirm, it is about time I end this. A man that had white hair and was wearing white clothes claimed with a twisted smirk as he looked at the badly beaten Kaneko, but unknown to both of them, Murayama who was in the closet was crying at seeing both her parents dead and is about to see someone from her school die till all three of them heard a car wheels burning rubber. Who would the man started till a figure jumped through the wall and windows landing on the floor on its feet and slowly stand up revealing a man no older than 17, wearing a dark grey suit that almost looks made out of leather with a black bat looking symbol and is wearing black boots made for combat and black gloves, but his right one looks more out of normal and around his waist was a grey and gold belt as to top it of he was wearing a cowl and mask, suit from Arkham City and was looking around the room. Are you the one who did this? The man spoke in a deep gruff voice that had neutral emotions, making the white hair man laugh. Of course that man was someone who makes contracts with these shitty devils. Ow and if you are someone who likes devils then you will have to face me Fried Selzen. A man named Fried replied as he pointed a gun at the man in the suit who didn't even flinch but only did one thing he threw a little metal batarang at the gun which exploded then when everyone was in shock he grabbed Fried and threw him backwards at the floor making him groan in pain but unknown to the two, three more people appeared into the house. Ow. You little shit, fine. You want to fight I will just slice you up just like I will slice a shitty devil. Fried laughed out maniacally as he was holding out a sword made out of light and trying to hit the man, but the man just sidestepped or more backwards at every slash aimed at him till the time came when a girl screamed, who was Asia, and the man used the distraction to twist Fried's arm and punching him in the gut hard, making Fried take a double take letting go of the sword and trying to catch his breath, but he got no break as he was kicked close to the opening where the man in the suit came through. Ugh now you are fighting like a shitty devil Fried muttered as he tried to grab something out of his pocket only to get hit in the face by a sucker punch by the man's right fist, then an uppercut with the left to finally being kicked in the chest by the man's right foot, making Fried go through the hole, with the man following as everyone started to spot the two were at. What just happened, Riaz muttered, till they heard screaming from Fried, making everyone run outside, with Murayama slowly following close behind, only to see the in the suit break one of Fried's arms, as the other arm was broken, and his left leg was broken as well. Now tell me what you know or this will get worse. The man told Fried with no concern or care. Fuck yo ah. Fried yelled, as his last leg was broken, by the man stomping on it and pressing a button on the glove on his right, making Riaz and her group seeing the car they saw a week ago drive close to the man and Fried. Oh? What you going to do? Run me over, Fried laughed, which everyone else was looking in worry, except the man in the suit. Yes. The man answers simply with no hesitation, making everyone freeze, as the car got closer to Fried's head and was crushing Fried's head slowly, making him scream for bloody murder. Ah. You bitch. Fried growled, which the man increased the pain, with the car crushing Fried's head more. I want answers, who is your boss, cause I know it is not the fallen here. The man stated, which Fried made a small sound which was a little like a laugh, which the man increased the pressure, causing Fried to gasp a bit. You're right, those fuckers aren't my boss, cause 3 of them are forced to, so they don't get killed by the one in charge a man, but he actually threatened to make the girls the guys their plaything, but that is besides the point since I need to live. So listen carefully, the fallen here are trying to get the girl that has twilight healing and take it from her. They are hiding at the abandoned church. They have an army that is like me, but less awesome and amazing. Fried grinned, which the man narrowed his eyes. Thanks, and from your details I have an idea who your boss is, but if you're lying to me you will have another broken rib. The man replied as his car backed up and stopped squishing Fried's face, making everyone confused. What? You never broke a RAG. Fried screamed as the man punched a rib of his and hit him in the head, knocking him out as Asia glowed purple and disappeared. So it seems like the fallen are making their plan begin now. Alright, you the girl that lives here, pack your things up, cause you are coming with me. The man called out, surprising everyone as the devils looked to see Murayama behind them. Hey, alright, Murayama stuttered as she went in her house and get anything she needs as the devils started at the man. So you're the guy that took care of Visor, well it's nice to meet you, I'm Riaz started, till the man looked at her. Riaz Gremory, next in line in your family and little sister of the Mau Lucifer, your queen Akeno Himejima who was born half human and half fallen, your knight Hyoudou Kiba from the Holy Sword Project, and finally your rook Kaneko Taoju, or should I say Shirin, who was born as a Nekomata. The man cut in, making everyone shocked, before they all glare. And mind if I ask how you know, Riaz asked with a cold voice, making the man glare a bit. I do my research and I know about your rook sister, since the 2 of us fought once, I won. The man answered, shocking all of them, as Murayama came out of her house with a suitcase. Okay, I got all the stuff I need, so what now? Murayama asked with a hint of fear in her eyes, which the man noticed as he pushed a button and the back of the car opened, revealing a seat, making everyone look in awe. Get in, and you 4 won't be able to follow me or sense, or even trace my scent. I took every possible to not be followed. The man stated more than claimed as Murayama got onto the seat, which she went into the back, which closed, and what surprised the devils was that they could not sense her anymore, and before they could blink, the man jumped into the car and drive away. Well, that just happened, Kiba claimed, which everyone slowly nodded, but no one noticed that Fried slowly somehow escaped. At the abandoned church. Alfred, I got some files that our friend will be happy with and I want you to take control of the car so that no one can get in. The man from Murayama house told Alfred, who nodded his head from a holographic screen. Alright sir, I hope you show them not to mess with the Batman. Alfred told the man named Batman as the communication was cut off and the car crashed through the front of the church, startling everyone in the room as the car went into tank mode and shot some darts, knocking everyone out, and once it was done, Batman jumped out and landed on the floor and activated some scanners from his mask to see some stairs. As he walked down the stairs he saw 3 people in a room and a group of 10 men walking to the room laughing, which he quietly and quickly followed easily. Oh, I'm so going to enjoy playing with those 3, and the guy started, till a fist connected to his head knocking him out, and another one at the guy next to him, with a kick going at another guy's chest knocking him back to the guy behind him, before they both were knocked out by both their heads smashing into each other, an axe kick to a guy's head, and 3 guys got electrocuted by a gun-like tool knocking them out, before another guy went down from an electrocuted punch to the gut, and the guy actually took a shit in his pants, as he got hit in the face by the palm of the Batman, and this was done in less than 2 minutes. But that done, Batman soon went to the door and opened it to see 3 women, one with black hair, violet eyes, and is wearing S&M clothes, who was a bit taller, a blue-haired girl, wearing a red dress shirt, a black skirt, and a gold necklace, who was also the same height of first girl, and next to her was a blonde girl with blue eyes, wearing a gothic dress, who was the same height as Kaneko, and they all looked at him with fear. So you 3 are the ones that were forced into this job. Head upstairs and don't follow me, cause I'm saving the nun, and I have a message that you have to send to leaders. Batman told the three, who all blushed and nodded their heads and left, as Batman sent Alfred a message and continued the path he was going and saw a room with a tons of people and the man that has caused him pain in the past Issei, with Asia tied up in chains, which he looked around the room and came up with a plan. Batman started by using the bat claw to get to a ledge and sprayed a gel at the wall, then got a gun-like weapon which shoots some chips at many of the weapons the men had. Finally he threw some batarangs at the chains around Asia, making them break before the ritual could start as he glided down and kicked Issei in the face before grabbing Asia and used the bat claw and aimed at the exit which the two landed, as everyone tried to attack them only for them to be electrocuted, and as they made it past the door, Batman put Asia on her feet next to him and turned around to see Issei charging at them, and at the last second Batman pressed a button and an explosion making Issei crash into the ground as a bunch of concrete fell onto his back and made him knock out, but as he turned around he saw Asia was stabbed by a spear of light, and he looked at Issei and saw his arm throw something, and he saw Asia fall to the ground dead. Don't worry Asia, you will be fine, you will live, and that is a promise. As for you Issei, killing you will solve nothing, but know this, as you are probably close to death, that you are weak, and that is proven that someone who is 100% human, and let this be remembered for the rest of your life. Batman told the unconscious fallen as he went to Asia and picked her up bridal style and went up the stairs to see Riaz and her group, with the three fallen making an intense atmosphere till they noticed him and looked at him. You didn't save her, Riaz asked, which he nodded his head. No, but you will revive her and give her a normal life. Her past is bad. As for you Rainer, Kaloriner and Midlel, tell your leaders that the trash one of them sent are downstairs, and you might as well listen to Riaz, since I want you to tell your leaders that if they start chaos, I won't be afraid to kill them all. Batman told all of them, making them gasp. Wait. Who are you? Riaz called out, which Batman turned around slowly. I am the protector of the night, who protects the innocent. I am the fear of all those who are evil. I am Batman. Batman exclaimed as lightning appeared, as Batman jumped into his car and drove away, leaving a group of shocked people. In hell, never thought I would write that ever. So you are saying that there is a mysterious man in your territory who can take down an army of exorcists and a fallen angel without breaking a sweat. If he can do that, then I don't like our odds on fighting this man, if what you say is true. Riaz, a man with red hair and eyes that are similar to Riaz and is in royal clothing, said, which Riaz in front of said man nodded her head. Yes, but the worst part is that he has information about all of us. I think he might have information on you, Ani-san, Riaz told the man who is now identified as her brother Issei's Lucifer. If he does, that makes him more dangerous, but maybe we should use this as a time to make peace and hopefully get him to help us. Issei stated, making Riaz surprised about what her brother is getting at. I don't know, he seems smart, and if we trick him at least once I don't even want to know what can happen. Riaz shivered at the possibility that she mentioned, causing Issei to frown upon realization. I see, but if he wants to harm any innocent devil then he has to go through me. Issei stated darkly with his devil energy leaking out, making it hard for Riaz to breathe. Issei-sama, you are letting your emotions get the better of you. A silver-haired woman wearing a French-maid outfit claimed, which Issei calmed down a bit. Right, but this man seems dangerous, don't you agree, Grafia? Issei asked, which the woman named Grafia stood for a second. Yes, I suppose you are right to worry about this. Do you want me to tell the other masses, Issei-sama? Grafia replied in a stoic voice, which Issei gave a thin smile of bitterness. You know, I thought that you would not call me that when there was family around, my wife. Issei complained, which Grafia, if you looked closely, can see a teasing smile, while Riaz was laughing at her brother. I'll take that as a yes, if so I will be on my way, and Riaz, be careful. Grafia said, as she disappeared in a magic circle, while Issei had one of his eyes twitch. She talks to you while not saying Sama when it's only family, but she calls me the same thing, even when it is only the two of us. How is that fair? Issei whined, finally making Riaz fall to the ground dying of laughter, only causing Issei to pout. But Grigori, this is interesting. A person supernatural or not took down an army of exorcists and somehow made it impossible to heal Issei back, forcing him to be handicapped for good. Even with Phoenix tears, it will take a lot. A man that is wearing a business suit with black hair that had gold bangs spoke in an amused tone, as Rainer, Kaloriner, and Midlel. Yes, Azazel-sama, but this man or whatever he is seems quick, fast, and strong. Well, actually he must have balls of titanium for threatening to attack Amayu's sister. Rainer replied with a faint blush, as the man now named Azazel looked actually surprised and shocked. What, oh man, that is insane, but maybe he is a blessing for all three fractions to become united. Yes, but I will have to tell Michelle this. But as for you three, I need you three to make peace with the devils so we can prevent another war, and if you see this Batman, try and be friends or whatever, because he could help in future events if this idea works. Azazel said with a slight smirk as he witnessed the three girls becoming shocked. Well, we will try, Azazel-sama, the three girls spoke as they disappeared in a magic circle, which made Azazel sigh. Now to tell Michelle and hope that Kakabiel doesn't do anything stupid to hurt my daughter, or I swear to God that I will murder that son of a bitch in cold blood. Azazel told himself darkly. In heaven a few minutes later. Issei, thank you Azazel for the information. A man with blonde hair, clear blue eyes with 12 golden wings and a halo above his head spoke through a small magic circle. This was Michelle, the leader of heaven and a part of the Serpes. Is something wrong, brother? A woman with curly blonde hair and has 12 golden wing asked. Everything was fine until the talk I had with Azazel. Gabriel, there is someone by the name of Batman who took down an army of exorcists barely trying and somehow made it possible for a fallen angel to become handicapped since the fallen can no longer stand or walk again. Even with healing magic he will never walk. Azazel had a theory that Phoenix Tears might work, but he is not sure if it will work, and with the latest news that some pieces of Excalibur are gone, I just don't know what to do anymore. Michelle sighed, making Stare a bit shocked about what he was saying. Michelle, don't worry, you are not alone, besides maybe it is time to finally make peace so that you won't be alone in problems like this. Gabriel told Michelle with a small smile. Maybe you're right, I will discuss it with everyone. Michelle replied with a tiny smile, which Gabriel returned. Meanwhile at the Batcave, always wanted to say right that. But think of it as a mix of the animation and the game. Sir, do you think taking her here is a good idea? Alfred asked as Issei appeared without his mask on. To be honest, not really, but where will she go? Her best friend's family is always gone and she is the last member of her family, and with the thing I just injected into her, she won't have to deal with getting older. Issei replied in a sad tone, which Alfred was surprised about it. Why would you do that, sir? Alfred questioned in bewilderment. So she can find the right person she wants to be with. Issei answered as he looked at a small black box by the computer, which Alfred noticed. Master Issei, I know it has been years since you saw her, but let me remind you that she wasn't the only one to have your eye, since a certain cat caught your heart as well. Many people might not know what goes in your mind, but I do and I know well, so don't try to hide it. Alfred stated with a bit of a plead, making Issei shocked until they both heard a groan. Where am I? Murayama asked as she looked around and saw both Issei and Alfred, but when she focused on the suit Issei is wearing, she gasped and whimpered with tears coming out of her eyes as she remembered what happened to her parents. Hey, calm down, we are not here to hurt you. I was going to take you to a family member of yours, but you're the last member of your family and I was planning on taking you to Caddis, but I don't think she will react well when she sees you knocked out. Or if she thinks you're sane if I leave you there talking about the supernatural world, which note to self is real, everything from the God of the Bible and so on is all real. Issei explained, but Murayama still cried. Will I die next? Will someone like the man that killed my parents come after me? Murayama asked shaky, making Issei cringe a bit. No, but I wish my parents died when I was older. Mine died when I was 8 years old. Issei replied, making Murayama look saddened at the news. If that is the case, why do what you are doing? Murayama questioned, making Issei raise an eyebrow, then thought about it. Well, to answer your question, it is to make sure no one goes through anything I've been through, cause no one should go through the pain and agony I've went through at a young age. Issei answered, making Murayama look at him in awe, with only one thought in her mind. Can you teach me? Do what you can, and can I please bring my friend into this? Murayama asked, which easily turned into a plea, which not only surprised Issei, it also surprised Alfred, but when he looked at Murayama, he saw a little kid version of himself doing the same thing, but for a different reason. If she can keep a secret then fine, she can come, but she does anything to reveal this secret then, it will be the last thing your friend will do. Issei threatened, making Murayama shiver. Hey, alright, I'll give her a call, Murayama replied shakily as she went into her pocket, if those uniforms have pockets, and grabbed her phone and made the call as Alfred walked towards Issei so they can talk quietly. Why did you do that? Alfred questioned, which Issei shrugged his shoulders. Don't know myself, she just reminded me of myself a few times. As for why I told her she can bring her friend, is because she needs someone close to her to help her get over her parents' death, and if she wants to do this, she'll need someone who she knows she can trust, so I want you to go with her to get her friend. Issei answered, making Alfred smile. It will be done, Master Hyoudou. Alfred replied, making Issei's eye twitch. Please don't say that anymore, you're more family to me, Alfred. Issei stated, making Alfred shocked but smile. 2 hours later. Okay, so you called me to get ready to pick me up instead of going to your house, and again I'm sorry about what happened to your family, but I'm surprised to find that you came in a limo with a butler only to take me to a mansion that belongs to Issei Hyoudou. You know, the man who is super rich and so on so forth, and then you and the butler tell me the supernatural world is real, which is a real mind breaker. Just letting you know, to right now to my the biggest question, why are we here? A girl who has light pink hair and is wearing the academy uniform asked as Murayama looked where they are at, which is inside of a study room. Addis, I got us in a situation where we will not only help people, but will also stop people who are similar to the man who killed my family, so if you don't want to do this, you can go. Murayama spoke, but was stopped by the girl named Caddis, who raised her hand to make Murayama stop talking. If you think that you will do this alone, you have another thing coming, sister. We are best friends, and I will be there when you need me. Caddis claimed with a smile, which Murayama returned, till Alfred coughed a bit to get their attention. Now, just follow the path and you will find Master Hyoudou, but let me tell you, the training is nothing but a trip to the doctors if you do not give it the best of your limitations. Alfred told the two, who shivered, as a grandfather clock moved revealing a staircase heading underground. Alright, thank you. Murayama started, but just could not finish what she was saying, which Alfred caught on. Dear apologizes, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Alfred, a long-time friend of the Hyoudous, but you should hurry downstairs before Master Issei gets annoyed. Alfred replied, making both girls nod their heads and hurry down the steps, only to duck when a batarang almost hit them. Good reflexes, but not good enough. If you want to survive out in the field, then you have to be prepared. That is rule 1. Rule 2. Issei started as he wore some martial arts gear, while he threw 2 wooden staffs, which they caught and defended themselves from Issei, as he swinged his own staff at them. Always give me full 100%, 3 when you do give me more, and finally Issei added, as he swung the staff downwards, tripping both girls. I make the rules over time. Issei finished, but as the girls got up they saw some martial arts gear on their stomachs. How did you? Caddis started, till the staff was pointing at her neck. Training, I will teach you 2 martial arts and other fighting styles and moves, as well as sword fight and so on, so you better be ready. Issei claimed, making both girls gulp. 6 hours later, Sir, Mr. Fox is here. Alfred called, as he went to the training ground and saw exhausted Murayama and Caddis on the ground breathing really hard, while Issei was just standing, not even winded. Probably made the training a bit rough, so Alfred, why is Lucius here? Issei asked, as Murayama and Caddis grabbed buckets of water and drank from it literally. Ah well, you see, Mr. Fox actually wanted to surprise you with a new suit, but the problem is he needs some data from combat, so he made the same suit, but with some flaws. Alfred answered, making Issei surprise, as Murayama and Caddis listened and was a bit interested in what they were talking about. Alright then, let's go see him. Issei replied, as he went up the stairs with Alfred, Murayama and Caddis close behind, and once they came to the study they saw a dark-skinned man in a business suit, and next to him was a safe-like box that is standing. It is good to see you again, Mr. Hyoudou. The man told Issei, who nodded his head. You too, Lucius, so this is the suit Alfred was talking about? Issei asked, as Lucius nodded his head, while Murayama and Caddis were confused, until Lucius looked at them and had a kind smile. Ah, so these are the 2 you are taking under your wing. Nice to meet you, young ladies. I'm Lucius Fox, CEO of the Hyoudou Corporation. Lucius told the 2 girls, who were surprised. I'm Murayama, nice to meet you, Murayama mumbled. And I'm Caddis, Caddis added, making Lucius smile before looking back at Issei. Now inside is the suit, but we need to test it, then use data from it to make the final model. Now since both sisters of the 2 masks have each a new piece, meaning that soon they will head to the familiar forest, and while you are there you can go fight whatever to help with data, but to the suit, this suit may not be the final version, but it is really powerful. The suit helps with flexibility and gliding, and can connect to the Batmobile. Lucius told Issei, who smirked. Always ahead of everything. Issei claimed, as he put his hand on some scanner, and it opened, to make the girls to look amazed, while Issei looked indifferent till he looked at the side of the suit. Yes, it is impressive, and you girls will get suits with style like this in time, but as you noticed, Mr. Hyoudou, there is a sword, a photon energy sword, that is a dragon slayer, unbreakable, and can go against gods, and the 3 fraction, and against the 3 fractions the sword will have the power of all their weaknesses, and it will only work for you, so this is Batsuit V8. 03, and the Batsword, but don't worry, it won't kill anything unless you use it like a real sword. Lucius explained, making the girls look like their minds were blown, and Issei was just amazed. One thing I got to say, I better get ready. Issei claimed with a grin. First period at school. Oh, you have to be fucking kidding me, Issei thought sourly, as he looked at a blonde-haired girl with green eyes and a girl with black hair and violet eyes, both wearing the female uniform, and both were in front of the class, as the guys in the class except for him, looked at the 2 with lust, and the girls, well, they were ready to kill every male in the room. Hello, I'm Asia Argento, and I hope we have a great year together, Asia said shyly, making Issei chuckle. Well, from the information I read, no wonder she is shy to bad. There is a hard truth about her king, and that will keep everyone in her group to not reach their full potential, Issei thought bitterly, till he looked at the other girl with a raised eyebrow. And I am Yuma Amano, and I hope we have a great year. Yuma added, causing the boys to drool a bit. Okay, so I expected Asia here, but Rainer? No, but now I have to question, are the other 2 fallen here? If so, what is the name they are using? And what am I going to do to get information on the familiar forest cause I don't know which group is going there, and finally Issei rambled in his thoughts till he was noticed by Asia. Issei-san. I have the same class as you. Asia cheered, making Issei sweat droop as all the boys glared at Issei. How do I deal with this shit? Issei thought at last, as class was starting at him with Hyoudou and gave him glares which was mainly the guys. At lunch, so how do you know Asia? Cadis asked with Hyoudou, making Issei sigh as they were in the classroom talking quietly. I was helping her get to a church she was supposed to go to, but in the end she died and is now a devil. By the way, here are some bracelets, these will tell you who is what in the supernatural, and with this earpiece, you will be the only one to hear it, and after school head to my place to continue training, I'm going to get information. Issei spoke as he handed them the gear, making the girls surprised that the earpiece was almost unnoticeable, till girls in the classroom squealed, making the three look back to see why they were sequeling, and it was from the Prince Hyoudou Kiba. Wonder why he is here? Cadis questioned, till her earpiece said that a devil entered the room, making her surprised to know who was the devil and how the earpiece did that, but as she looked at Murayama she was scared, while Issei glared as Kiba walked towards them with a smile, till he tripped. Down goes the devil, Issei whispered and singed, making the girls shocked, until both Cadis and Murayama looked closely to see that a cord was wrapped around Kiba's feet. How did Murayama started, but before anyone could notice Issei grabbed both their hands and made a run for it. A few minutes later, okay, what was that? Cadis asked a bit irritated. Well, I kinda figured that Gremory will go after Murayama, so I hid some traps that will recognize their DNA and will allow us to make a escape if they come close, and yes, Ria's Gremory is a devil. Issei explained, making the two girls shocked about the first thing, while Cadis was about to faint after hearing the second thing, till they heard something go off, which they turned around to see a upside-down Kaneko. Was that yours? Murayama questioned with a voice filled with no emotion, as Issei covered his eyes. No, but whose trap is it? Issei replied, till a bunch of guys came out and went to the trap with major grins. Haha. We finally did it, we got one of the two school princes. With this we can, one guy started, till he looked at who was tied up and froze with the other guys. Well, maybe we should leave, considered that she is a devil that is supposed to go after Murayama as well, so let's go. Issei told the two girls, which they agreed, and the three ran off, while the group of guys were attacked by an army of girls, as some untied Kaneko. After school, man, today made me really tired, Murayama sighed, with Cadis agreeing, while Issei shrugged. You will get used to it, but we are not in the clear yet, I still have to get information, and we may have gotten away from Kaneko and Kiba, but there is still Asia and Akeno who are also a part of Ria's group, so hurry up, Alfred is across the bridge and he will guide you in training, I'll get information and make sure no one follows you too. Issei explained, which both girls nodded their heads and hurried to where Alfred was. Now to get the information. Issei thought as he threw a batarang in the air with a remote control in his hand as he controlled where the batarang was going, which was around the old school building. With Riaz, Sona and their groups. So Sona, what are you doing here? Riaz asked her best friend rival as two people were next to Sona, one girl with black hair, wearing the academy's uniform and has pink glasses, this was Tsubaki Shinra, the other person was a guy with blonde hair and is wearing the male uniform but with no jacket, who was new to Riaz and her group. Well, first I wanted to introduce you to my new pawn, this is Saji Genshiro. Sona introduced, which the guy who was Saji gave a friendly wave till he saw Asia and was about to approach her, till he was shocked literally. Yo? What the hell shocked me? Saji called, as everyone raised an eyebrow. No one shocked you, Saji, since Akeno didn't lift a finger. Now Riaz, in 2 days one of us has to go to the familiar forest for our new pieces to get familiars, so how are we going to settle this to see who goes first? Sona questioned, but if you look closely you can see she had a tiny smile on her face. Well, I guess we will just have to settle this, Toma. Riaz started, till Kaneko pulled her shirt and pointed at the window. Something was spying on us, Kaneko claimed with no emotion, which everyone saw and were wide-eyed as the device just left. Shit, everyone muttered. With Issei, idiots not even noticing something like this. Well, I got my information, better leave before they find me, and I better keep an eye tomorrow to see what will happen. Issei told himself as he hurried home. The next day during lunch. Okay, what the hell, Issei grumbled as he watched Sona and Tsubaki were playing against Riaz and Akeno in tennis. Alright, I thought that they were going to go into a debate or something else, but this was the last thing I was expecting. Cadis claimed with a sweat droop, while Issei shrugged his shoulders. No, I expected them doing a sport, but I didn't think they would do it during school hours. Hell, if you pay attention you can see that they are using magic, they are even saying some stuff about their family. Ria's sure she likes to prove herself, but Sona never thought that would happen, but hey, rivals can change people. Issei replied in a tired voice, which both girls looked and listened, and he was right. Okay, these are the craziest and riskiest devils I've ever saw, Murayama stated, but then had a fearful look when she saw both devil groups looking at her. Shit, we got a few seconds, hurry up, watch each other's back, but I doubt that they will go after you right now, I'll keep an eye on them just in case, and see who goes to the forest. Issei told the two, but as he looked to where they were already gone, making him sigh. During the middle of the night. So far nothing, they are just playing dodgeball, maybe I can look in the old school building, there is something I want to check. Batman thought in his new suit, you know, the Batsuit V803, as he went to the front door of the building, till he saw a door, which he used his X-ray mode to see multiple magical seals. Bingo, now to get rid of those seals. Batman muttered, as he pulled a small device out of his belt and placed it on the door, which led to all the magical seals to disappear. Once done, he kicked the door open, only to hear a scream, and saw a blonde kid wearing a female academy uniform, but before he could run, Batman grabbed the kid's shoulder, making the kid shocked. How no one, the kid started, till Batman scoffed. My suit is protecting me from your sacred gear, Gasper Vladi, first-year student, male, loves to cross-dress, left his home with his best friend, who sacrificed herself to get you out, which you soon met Ria's Gremory, but has a problem with his sacred gear, since it is connected to his emotions. Do I have a good summary about you? Batman asked, but sounded like he was stating what he was saying, making Gasper back away in fear. How? Who are you? Gasper replied, close to crying. Easy, because I do my research, now to why I'm here. You are scared about failing your friends, but you letting your emotions go crazy, so I'm going to get you gear to practice, since I know about the arrangement between Gremory and Phoenix, so if I were you I would practice and control your emotions. If you do, then you can save your king or older sister figure, whatever, and if you can barely do that, then use this, since another way is to drink blood of one of the two heavenly dragons, though you hate to drink blood, but I will come to get you when the time is right, but the seal will become one once I leave, but for practice use whatever is in here to practice. Batman explained as he put a bracelet on a nearby table, making Gasper freeze. Why would you help me? Gasper asked calmly yet curiously, surprising Batman. Already making progress, but to answer that question you remind me of myself in a way. This is goodbye for now, Batman stated, making Gasper surprised as he watched the Batman leave. Wait. Who are you? Gasper called, making Batman stop in place. I'm Batman, Batman answered, as he left and closed the door, and a seal appeared, but if he stayed he would have saw some fire in Gasper's eyes. Sir, I'm surprised that you did that. A voice called, making Batman stop and raised his right arm up for a holo screen to appear with Alfred's face. That kid, the reason I helped him is because he lost people close to him and he was betrayed, but found people that care about him. Besides, that is besides the point. How are the girls training? Batman replied, making Alfred smile a bit. Well, the girls' training is well, they improve well, close to fight low-class beings in the supernatural. So do you know who is going to the familiar forest tomorrow? Alfred answered, but questioned at the end, which Batman looked through a window to see inside the gym, only to see Saji on the ground in pain. Yay, Gremory is going, I'm heading back to get ready for tomorrow. Batman told Alfred, who nodded his head. Alright, sir. Alfred replied, as Batman left with something in his hand. The next night. Okay everyone, we are heading to the familiar forest now. Riaz told everyone in her group, which they gathered around, but unknown to them a shadow was watching them, and as they turned their backs, the figure grabbed Asia's shoulder and covered her mouth, till they were in the middle of a forest. Asked what the Asia breathed as she looked around, making everyone look at her in concern. Is something wrong, Asia? Riaz asked worriedly, but Asia just shook her head and smiled at her friends. Yay, probably just me going crazy after transporting. Asia claimed, but it just made everyone a bit worried till they heard a whistle, which they looked to where it came from, only to see a man in a tree. Ah, hello Zatauji, how are you today? Riaz asked the man named Zatauji, who just sent the group a grin. It is good to see you again, Lady Riaz, and I'm doing just fine. Now I see that you have a new piece. It is weird, but I actually thought that you had a second piece, because I had this nagging feeling that two people are supposed to come get familiars, but that could just be me going crazy. Zatauji stated, making Riaz raise an eyebrow. No, it is just my bishop, Asia. Riaz claimed, which Zatauji nodded his head. Alright, so young lady, what do you want? Something cute, strong, scary, something that likes murder, a battle freak? Zatauji asked, making Asia flinch a bit. How about something cute? Asia replied, making Zatauji nod his head in agreement. Alright, I know a perfect place, but as a reminder, don't get lost, and we are not going anywhere in that direction, since the Dragon King Tiamat lives there. Zatauji claimed while pointing at a random direction, making Riaz shiver a bit, but ignored it, as they all soon left. But Batman, so that is where Tiamat is. Well, so far there is nothing to actually test. The suit might be a risk, but it may be the only way. Batman told himself, as he walked in one direction, and after a few minutes he saw a cave, and as he walked closer he could hear something like a growl, but once he was in front of he heard a roar. Who dares enter my home? A female voice yelled. That would be me. Batman answered with no fear whatsoever, and in 1 minute a blue western dragon appeared. You well wait, what are you? I can't sense or smell your presence, what are you? The dragon questioned with astonishment. I many people fear come to life, now I challenge you to a fight Tiamat. Batman replied with a shout, making the dragon named Tiamat laugh a bit. Haha, you think you can challenge me? Sorry to disappoint but no, but for giving me a good laugh, I shall let you leave unharmed. Tiamat told Batman as she was about to enter her cave. What are you scared, you lizard, scared that you will lose to someone who you can't sense or smell? Batman questioned as he pressed at the female dragon's pride, which just left the dragon to spin around to try and attack him with her claws, which did nothing, but it helped the Batman, which he jumped and ran up Tiamat's arm and throw a device which froze Tiamat's other arm, surprising the dragon at how cold it made her arm, but before she could process she got hit in the face really hard, with strength that rivals a heavenly dragon. What, how? How did you? Tiamat started only to have something exploded on her face as Batman landed on the floor unharmed. I trained for years to get to this strength, if you thought I was going to go down like a weak person, then you have another thing coming. Batman replied, but saw that the ice on Tiamat's arm was gone, which she noticed and fired a barrage of ice and fire magic, which he took. Heh, thinking of yourself as a high and mighty, well guess Tiamat started, till she was hit with electric and heated batarang, and some bat bombs, causing her to be pushed to the ground, before being punched in the face and getting hit with electricity, causing her to fly into the cave making it fall, and crush Tiamat, which she shakily got up breathing hard, till she looked at Batman and saw the suit had some dents and had a few holes and ice around it, but the ice was gone in seconds. Okay, ready for round 2? Batman asked as he smashed his fists together and electricity started surrounding his gauntlets, which he and Tiamat soon charged at each other at high speed. With Riaz and her group, I can't believe that Asia is a dragon tamer, Riaz grumbled as she saw Asia was playing with a small dragon that she named Issei. Fufu, well anything can happen, Riaz. Akeno replied with a smile. I'm actually curious about why Asia named her familiar Issei. Kiba claimed, which Kaneko nodded her head while eating some sweets. Well, that is easy, because the first friend I made in Japan was a boy named Issei Hyoudou. Asia answered, but before anyone could ask, they heard an explosion and looked in one direction and saw smoke, but when they looked at Zatoji he looked like he died. No, who the hell would fight Tiamat, Zatoji muttered, making Riaz, Akeno, Kiba and Kaneko look scared, but Asia looked confused. Who in their right mind would? Riaz started to yell, till another explosion happened which followed with a small earthquake, which made Zatoji ran to the location, with Riaz and her group following close behind, and once they made it to the area, Riaz and her group saw someone familiar, but is wearing a different suit, sending a punch to Tiamat's face and gut, which Tiamat used some ice magic and was breathing ice, making the area frozen till it reached the trees that were still around, which were about a little over 400 feet away from where the two were. Ha! Now I have the advantage. Tiamat called as she flew up, but as fast as she went up, she fell down twice the speed, causing her to groan in pain as she saw that both of her wings were frozen, and she looked at Batman whose boots became ice skates, which he was using to increase his speed, while Tiamat was shocked but also happy to have a challenge and strangely enjoying being dominated. I never thought I would use these skates again, Batman thought, as he gave Tiamat a sucker punch left, then right, and finally a left hook, all three filled with electricity, but Tiamat got her senses back together and was going to hit him with her claw hand, but he easily smacked it away and jumped up as she was about to breath fire, but Batman grabbed his sword, sliced the fire in half and did an axe kick to her head, making her lay on the ground in pain and barely staying up. Looks like you win, but with that strength, you won't win everything, Tiamat groaned, but Batman just looked at the dragon. You say that, but I was actually taking it easy on you, Batman replied, making every living being alive shocked about what he said, till Tiamat started laughing. Ha 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 ha. I'll take your word for it, after all you don't even look tired. Tiamat exclaimed as she was enveloped by a glow, and in Tiamat's place was a girl with pale fair skin, blue hair that reached below her elbows, light blue eyes, and is wearing a light blue top and a dark blue skirt. So this is your human form, Tiamat? Batman questioned, not sounding shock whatsoever, which made Tiamat smirk. That's right. Now, I better ask, but you might be sensitive about it, but what part of the supernatural are you from? Tiamat asked, making the devils look shocked, while Batman raised an eyebrow. I could tell you, but we have some devils watching us, that and I'm just human. Batman told Tiamat as he whispered the last part so low the devils couldn't hear, making her stare with wide eyes before laughing like a maniac, making the devils confused, and Batman he just had a tiny smirk. A few minutes later, now we are back. Riaz stated as her group appeared back in the old school building with Batman and Tiamat. Thanks, now I will be taking my leave, Batman told everyone as he was about to leave, till someone grabbed his shoulder. As he turned around he saw Riaz. You know I can't have someone like you in my territory unless you give me your real name and join my group, Batman. Ria smirked, but it was the worst mistake of her life since Batman glared at her and threw something at Kaneko, Akeno, Kiba, and Asia's arms and legs, which turned into ice, freezing them in place. But she then grabbed Ria's by her neck and lifted her up and was choking her a bit. Warning: if you are a Ria's Gremory fan, then I suggest that you skip this, you've been warned. Ria's. The four devils called, but was silent by one glare by Batman. Now listen here, Gremory, you have no control over me. I can end your life if you bring chaos to the innocent. Hell, not even your brother can help you with this, but you better get this through your thick fucking skull. You may have saved people in your group, but because of you your Rook and Queen will never reach their full potential. I know of their past, and let me say it is fucked up. Hell, your knight is not even the most calm person here. If I say I have a holy sword, or even motherfucking Excalibur, then he will lose it. So this is one of the many reasons I won't become a devil. May I even add that instead of going through reasoning with them, you act like a dumbass. I saw your competition with Sona, and let me saw that was the most stupidest thing I have ever saw. You could have people thinking the supernatural is real, and may I say I know about every plan you had. Even going after the girl I saved, she thinks she lost her mind and went to doctors to help her from thinking she is crazy. And yet you are going after her, and what about trying to spy on people? People like you make me sick, so from now on, think before you fucking act, otherwise it will kill you. Batman growled as he threw Ria's at a wall, which made her spit up blood and making everyone in her group gasp, but when they looked to where Batman was, he was gone, as well as Tiamat. At the park with Batman. Why are you following me? Batman called out, which Tiamat came out from behind a tree. Well, I'm shocked what you did back there, and I might stick around cause you are the only one to interest me. Tiamat claimed, which Batman just started at her. Well, she need that talk, she needs to realize what is going on around her, then be in her own little world, where she thinks she can get anything. Batman claimed, which Tiamat nodded her head. So might I ask where you live? Tiamat asked, but Batman just pressed a button on his gauntlet and after a minute a car just jumped and parked right in front of Batman, shocking Tiamat. I can guess that you want to be my familiar. Am I right? Batman replied, which made Tiamat look at him, then smiled. Yay, you caught up quick. Tiamat answered, which Batman smirked. Well, you can live with me I guess, but when we are home, the name is Issei. Batman told Tiamat as he jumped into his seat, but before the glass could close, Tiamat jumped in and took a seat on his lap as the car drove off. End of the here. So that's it for today's video guys. Before you go, just like the video and share it with your friends. Bye.